The Reserve Bank of India, remember, has come out with stringent norms for bringing down the non-performing assets or the NPAs in the banking system. There are tighter regulations for corporate debt restructuring, also penalizing the willful defaulters. That is also part of these norms, and all these to improve the asset quality and to detect the asset stress in the system. Remember, the banking system had been seeing a lot of stress coming in from the asset quality point of view, and this is one of the measures that have been taken by the banking regulator to cut down and clamp down on the non-performing assets. So leverage buyouts to be allowed for stressed assets is one of those norms that RBI has put in place, and also 60 to 90 days overdues to be classified, and all those details coming in. Let's go straight across to Anirudh Ghosh, who's joining us from the newsroom with all the norms. Anirudh, what are the norms that have been given out by the RBI and how it's going to impact the banking system?
Indeed, Nisha, these norms, of course, as you mentioned, are aimed basically at more efficient calculation of NPAs and early detection and early resolution of these NPAs. So firstly, what they've done is they've said that they're going to go after willful defaulters. They're going to make it more expensive for willful defaulters and for uncooperative borrowers. Secondly, and more importantly, of course, they've said that there are going to be new classifications for NPAs. Remember, this point of time, we only have doubtful and NPAs. NPAs are after 90 days of non-recovery and non-payment of dues. From now onwards, there are going to be three new classifications. From 30 days onwards, if the borrower isn't paying back, it's going to be basically termed as a special mention account part 1. From 60 days onwards, if the person hasn't paid back, it's going to be termed as a special mention account part 2. And then 90 days onwards, of course, it's going to be known as an NPA. So clearly, all of these are going to attract more provisioning as per the new norms. Also, of course, it's going to make it even tougher for the corporates to actually go ahead for the corporate debt restructuring. What the RBI has also said is that all of these borrowers are going to have to set up a joint lender forum. All of these joint lenders forum is going to actually meet and then discuss all of these large value restructurings. And most importantly, for the corporate debt restructuring, remember, a lot of stress has been put over the whole practice of corporate debt restructuring. So the RBI wants to make this process even more transparent, and they've said that an independent panel needs to be set up for all of these CDR cases which are above the 500 crore mark. So clearly, all of those cases are going to be referred to that separate panel, which is going to be an independent panel. Following that, only the corporate debt restructuring is going to be carried out. It also is going to be happening for a few existing accounts which have been referred to the corporate debt restructuring cell. So, the impact on banks is going to be far-reaching. Firstly, it's going to result in much more work as far as identifying the NPAs early is concerned. It's also going to be resulting in further provisioning if at all they aren't able to reach a resolution as far as the NPAs are concerned. But of course, it's also going to really result in some amount of lower provisioning if at all the lenders forum is able to actually go ahead and find a resolution for all of these NPAs much before the stipulated period of 90 days. So, it is a very progressive step coming in from the RBI. It is, of course, on the lines of the dynamic provisioning scheme that they had actually spoken about quite some time back. And also, of course, one must keep in mind that Dr. Rajan has been talking about this for quite some time, that he wants to go after willful defaulters. He wants to nip the stress in the bud, so to speak, as far as the corporate debt restructuring is concerned, and also as far as large value corporate accounts are concerned. So, that's the news coming in from the RBI at this point of time. A lot of stress clearly being placed on not just recovery, but also early detection on NPAs.